Good morning, everybody. My name is sethaimkwei. I am an independent distributor with Alliance in Motion Global, and I welcome you to this live broadcast on Alliance in Motion Global. Today, I'm going to speak about the coming tsunami to hit the Ghana banking industry. The Bank of Ghana has given banks in Ghana up to the end of December 2018 to meet minimum capital requirement to continue to exist as a bank. The minimum capital requirement has been increased by the central bank from 120 million Ghana cedis to 400 million Ghana cedis, and banks are struggling to meet this minimum requirement. The Bank of Ghana has said that banks who are not able to meet this minimum requirement are going to face sanctions, which includes losing their license to operate as a bank. There are 34 banks in Ghana, and a few weeks ago, news report had it that only 3 out of the 34 banks are in line to meet this minimum capital requirement. What that means is that 3 things are likely to happen to save the industry. My concern for this presentation is the employees of the banks, not the banks itself, because experience has shown that the owners of banks usually take steps to protect their investment when the banks go into crisis, like what is coming to happen. So the banks are not my interest. Savings or the funds of customers of the bank is also not my interest, because government also always takes steps to protect the funds of customers. So the customers and their funds are not my interest. What I have come to realize is that similar steps are usually not taken to protect the jobs of the employees of the banks. So the employees of the banks are my interest in this presentation. What are some of the things that will happen? At least the major thing we know will happen is that the banks can lose their license to operate as banks, meaning they can no longer operate. When that happens, then it means that the banks will lose their license and they would have to close down. Now, there are 3 things that can happen in order to save the banks and save the funds of customers. Number 1, there can be mergers. 2, 3, 4 or more banks can come together as one bank with the hope that if they put their capitals together, they can meet the requirements. So they save the banks. 2, there can be acquisitions. Stronger and richer banks can buy outright smaller and struggling banks so that they add those banks to themselves to become one bank with the hope that if they put the capitals together, they may also meet the capital requirements. The third thing that can happen is takeovers. Takeover refers to the situation where stronger banks are asked by the Bank of Ghana to now take over the smaller banks so they become part of them in order to save the funds of their customers. This is a similar thing that happened not too long ago in Ghana when Ghana Commercial Bank was asked to take over the struggling Capital Bank and the UT Bank. Now, you've realized that banks and government have these options to save the banks and save the funds or the monies of customers with the bank. But usually, what happens to the customers? The best government can say is that if the banks would have to lay off customers, they compensate them. But government cannot save their jobs. The banks can save themselves. Government can save the funds of customers, but usually the jobs of the employees cannot and is usually not saved by government. Therefore, if you are a banker or you work in a bank in Ghana, you must begin to start to think smart from now. In case you don't know, you can be the best employee in your bank and yet you can be out of a job. Let me give you an example. There used to be a man working in a bank. He was the best employee. Year in, year out, he was winning the position of the best employee in the bank. Then trouble hit the bank, and their bank had to be taken over by a stronger bank. When the stronger bank took over their smaller bank, he was asked to leave. He lost his job. Why? Because the position he was occupying, somebody came with a bigger bank. And the owners of the bigger bank, who had control now in the new arrangement, decided to keep their person who they came with in the bigger bank and ask the person from the smaller bank, even though he was the best employee, to go home. So you can be the best employee in your bank, but if these mergers, acquisitions, and takeovers that are coming up in Ghana happen, you can still lose your job because somebody else from another bank may be preferred to you. So how can you think smart? How can you protect yourself? Join Alliance in Motion Global. You may not be in a bank. You may not even be in Ghana. But I can tell you, sometimes when the wind is blowing, you realize that it hits one country, the next time it hits another country, another time it hits the other country, and by the time you realize, every country has its own share of the wind. So what is happening in Ghana can easily happen in other countries. We've had a similar thing happen in Nigeria. It is happening in Ghana now. Maybe your country may be next. So you may be working in another country in the world. You may be a banker in another country in the world. I want to encourage you, take steps now to protect your future. If you join AIM Global, you will earn with time what is known as residual income. That is income that you earn on a daily basis for work you did in the past. So you work for a few months or years, 1, 2, or at most 3 years, very hard, build your network. After that, you can even completely stop doing the business. By the 2, 3 years work you have done will continue to give you a lot of income on a daily basis for the rest of your life. That is residual income. So if you are working in a bank, especially in Ghana, I want to advise you, join Alliance in Motion Global. Protect your future. Protect the future of your family. Protect the future of your generations yet unborn with unlimited residual income that you can get from Alliance in Motion Global. Income that keeps increasing and comes regularly every day for the rest of your life, even if after a point you stop doing the business. So my message to you this morning, the Ghanaian banker, join Alliance in Motion Global. Be smart, work smart, think smart, and earn smart. Otherwise, the mergers, acquisitions, and takeover that is coming to start in Ghana, you might be out of job, even if you are the best employee in your bank. So comment below. If you work in the bank in Ghana, get in touch with me. Let's talk. Let's give you guidance. Let's give you direction. Let's help you to join us. And we have a strong team that is going to help you, work with you, train, coach, mentor you so that you become successful in Alliance in Motion Global. In the event anybody else sent you this video who is also in Alliance in Motion Global, I encourage you, talk to the person. He or she can also help you so you can join this wonderful world of Alliance in Motion Global. So thank you very much for your time and thank you very much for watching. You are welcome to the wonderful world of Alliance in Motion Global, where we turn ordinary people into extraordinary multi-millionaires. Thank you, Mr. Flores, for watching. Thank you, Mr. Sebastian Adams, for watching. Thank you, Miss Esi Akoto, for watching. Thank you, Prof. Lito, and everybody else who watch. Happy Business Day.